rising tide. He tasted blood. The dog was barking. "Do something," he begged in his mind. But for once, his faithful friend failed him. He lay stupefied, bleeding, dying. The stag backed away slowly, as if measuring a second blow, but for the moment it held off. Instead, its head peered closer, snorting hot breath into his face. He groaned. His body was aflame. And then he saw those eyes again. The same terror gripped him, and as he watched through a fog of pain, the animal seemed to change. The bulging haunches shrank, the legs grew thick and long, the fur shriveled, became taut and smooth, the muzzle melted away. Only those eyes stayed the same. Noiselessly, the creature reared up. The dog let out a whine and scampered off into the gloom. The prince's heart was pounding. He couldn't believe his eyes. Yet he had to. There was no mistake. The heart had become a man. The figure stood over him, naked body streaked with dirt, blood streaming from his shoulder. In his hand he clutched the fragment of an antler, tips wet with blood. The prince's bowels turned to water. This wasn't real. Couldn't be. This was the stuff of old songs, the stuff of nightmares. A shiver passed over the figure, and then slowly he leaned closer. The prince stiffened with the horror of recognition. "You!" A glimmer of a smile passed over the cold, white lips. Then a hand closed around his throat. He coughed, felt blood spatter his lips. This wasn't how it was supposed to be. He was the son of a king, heir to the realm. But the shapeshifter only snarled and stabbed the antler into his stomach, sinking it deep. He felt the bone twist, caught the foul smell of his own innards, tried to push the man away, but his arms wouldn't respond. He heard voices, undergrowth cracking. He tried to cry out, but all that came was a crumpled moan. "Hush." The voice was cold as winter. A hand covered his mouth. His heart was kicking like a mule at his ribs. The noises grew fainter. His eyes fell shut, and then he heard nothing at all. Part 1. Chosen Son. Chapter 1. 4 months earlier, in the faraway land of the Jutes, the farmstead of Vendlegard was a whirl of excitement. These were the last busy days before the Feast of Oaths. Geese flapped, chickens squawked as hairy-chinned thralls chased them round the yard. The womenfolk, up to their armpits in bubbling tubs, scrubbed their finery. Bright dresses of tight-woven wool, silken ribbons for their hair, or costly shawls to adorn themselves for the revelry. Sunlight danced off blades burnished like mirrors by warriors' servants. Every man was to look his best. The boys and girls were sent to gather flowers and ivy from the woods, and heather growing wild on the heath to the west. The little ones shrieked around the yard in delight, strewing foliage in their wake. Before long, the hall of Vendlegard was a burst of colour, its dark pillars decked in red and blue and white and yellow flowers, the carved faces in the gable still grousing away in spite of the colours playing about their ears. This day had been a while coming. In 19 years of service, Toller had seen many a young man stand before his lord and swear his oaths, kin looking on. No more than boys, every one. Some of them still lived. Many had fallen. That was the way of things. The All-Father made his choosing, and nothing anyone could do about it. But tonight was special. Tonight it was Hakan's turn to bind himself, blood and iron, to his Lord Father. She felt a glow of pride. After all, didn't she love him like he was her own? Perhaps better even than that. And now all the Wendling kinsfolk would come, and many others from the Jutish families, to see him sealed a man. Word had gone out to every corner of Jutland. Lord Haldan's hall would be full to the rafters with merriment. No seat left empty. And it's past noon already. The thought suddenly made her feel sick. There was precious little time before the first guests arrived, and still so much to do. Now, where was Inga? Hakan's younger cousin was...